Tag show. Tag show. That's gonna leave a mark, Taylor.
That's undisputed because I'm undisputed.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Mixed Tag Show with
Jenna and
Blue. Really?
Lucky and Lucky.
Lucky. We haven't
see him?
spoken like how long? Yeah, I see him chilling on the bed on the pillow.
It's been like since December.
Watching-
We said
Watching the Yokozuna.
Yokozuna.
The icons.
like mother, like son, watching wrestling and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay, let me, because I'm like focused on him. Yeah, it's been since like December. We said we would come back top of January. Now it's actually February. So we're
I don't know what
definitely
happened. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what happened. But we're here, and then I got my laptop.
so that's gonna help. I don't have to do the editing, even though I got used to it, but we leave it to the mastermind.
Yeah, and we have these graphics that we have, and
Yeah, you showed me the new graphics, so that was. You're such a
This whole
dweeb,
thing-
like mad
this whole thing.
hype about it.
Yeah, everything I
Like
see
that.
right now.
But needless to say, I'm very excited you have your own new device, so we can get it on and pop in. So
Definitely.
yeah,
Now we can do different things. We can be weekly again.
be more consistent for sure.
Yeah, do some special episodes. Just a lot. Like Straight Through Sundays is not going to be live always. It's going to be recorded just so we can get you some dope people on there. I have Jenna coming up in about very soon for a special episode. Talked about that. What's going on with you though? Like just in life. How's life, man?
Life is great, man. Just just a lot of things going on. You see, my face is all slim and that because I'm like, this fitness guru. Hold on 1 second. Can you hold on?
Take it to the gun show.
You see the guns? I'm not pumping iron right now, so it's not really. No, but yeah, same old, just living in this whole panorama.
Pandemic. What's this panorama thing you keep talking about?
Panera. This
Panera.
Panera that we're going through right now.
The powers that we're going through.
But again, even though it's unfortunate everything that's going on, I think both of us can say that we've been pretty blessed this past year or so.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
So things are good. A lot of good things happen in my life, the people in my life, and I'm very, very fortunate, very happy about that. So
yeah, definitely. Same thing over here. Can't complain. I'm about to say, my health-ish after a long.
I offered my expertise, like you'd be my first client for free, and I said we can do the virtual thing just because. Excuse me, did you saw? You see the ads just coming in, and the guns. Come on, son.
I'm not doubting you. It's not you. It's me. All right. I can't do the virtual situation. I have to be hands on. Like I have to be motivated in person. I fuck around and I show up to the Zoom meeting and.
But at least if you have like, all right, listen, whatever works for you, it's all good. Fine.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
all good. Whatever. Also, too.
What happened?
Oh, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I interrupted you. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Also, to what?
Oh no, I was saying I got my little vaccine shot. I know.
Oh, that's major. I'm debating.
Yeah, I know people were very skeptical about it, but I'm still here, still pretty healthy.
Yeah, I'm debating on it, honestly. I'm thinking about getting it done. Just because where I work, basically like you for the government, whatever. So I have to get, make sure I'm on point with that. Have kids at home, you know what I'm saying? Like, have wife at home, and I just want to make sure that I don't get myself sick, and I'm waiting for them. All I'm really waiting for them to confirm is that once you get the shot, you can't carry it to other people as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I'm gonna really be like, all right, I'm good with it.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't know if you heard recently. That's it. Oh, my dog must have my dog must have paused it because it's not.
Give me that.
He wasn't with it. Yeah, no, I don't know if you heard. Just briefly touch on it so we can hurry up and get into the our recap. But there was a congressman in Boston or somewhere in Massachusetts that still caught COVID even though he got vaccinated.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that.
But the thing is, I think he was asymptomatic. So, and I think it takes a couple of weeks for you to actually, I guess, quote unquote, be immune from it. So I don't know, but
he had
I
the
guess
first shot or the second shot? Because I know it's two
that
shots.
I don't know. Like I don't know
Yeah.
the specifics in that sense.
There's so many dynamics to it. I just want to watch a little bit. Then once my aunt get it, who works at the hospital, then I'll be like, all right, let's go.
She still didn't get it.
Yeah, she didn't get it. All her coworkers got it. She's like, she want to sit back and watch it a little bit longer. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, honestly, for me, like when I tell you one thing, when I take shots, like vaccine shots, I think I have like a lot of antibodies in general that my body doesn't react necessarily well when it comes to shots.
Yeah.
Like I remember years ago, not to get off whatever, it doesn't react well. And I know when I got the shot, like for like most people, it's sore, but nothing unbearable. Okay. But for whatever reason, like it's still like it's not sore or anything like that, but it's I don't know if you can. It's kind of red. You can't see it from here, but it's a little red and like kind of like itchy or whatever. So right. It's been a couple of weeks, but outside of that, I haven't really had any major issues. So whatever that can keep us healthy and safe and like just moving forward, so we can just go back to our normal lives, whatever. Because I want to travel now, especially I want to go to WrestleMania, even though I'm probably not going to do that. But after this Royal Rumble, I am very, 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 very excited about this upcoming WrestleMania, which I think that's a good segue.
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm about to say, let's go into it. What's the first thing we want to talk about the Royal Rumble? We want to talk about overall, like, how did you feel about it?
Overall, I enjoyed it. I think we've mentioned this on the past couple of episodes. Not I think, I know we have. And I've just been saying this to a lot of people in general that I think WWE has done a really, really good job in this pandemic era in regards to delivering great pay-per-views. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Vince's been on and when it comes to these pay-per-views lately, but the fact that it hasn't gone on for too long. It's ended early. The matches have, shout out to obviously the performers, because the matches have, for the most part, there's been just a nice flow, and it just doesn't, you know what I mean? Doesn't seem too like, what the fuck did I just watch? Yeah. So that was good. This one was longer, but it makes sense because it's a big four or big five. I know they like to include Money in the Bank, but so it makes sense that it went on a little bit longer than the previous pay-per-views that's been going on for. But I enjoyed it, honestly. What about you?
I think it was half and half for me. I enjoyed some parts. I wasn't a big fan of other parts.
I'm listening.
Just to bring you into like, what didn't you like? For me personally, I didn't care for the Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg match. Like, if that's what it really was going to be, then we didn't really need it. Like,
I did say that to myself. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, that was just the intro alone was 10 minutes because they decided to put a video package in the middle of the intro. Like, when do they do that? And I was like, this is the setup. They're trying to make it seem like the match is very long. It is not. Yeah, we're wasting our time. Like, just get into it. Like,
well, before we actually get into like individual matches, because I'd rather like us go in order. Overall, outside of like that, like, what did you think of the pay-per-view? Did you enjoy it?
Like, I said, it was half and half. Like, to me, I enjoyed some of it and some of it I didn't. To be honest with you, I fell asleep during the Men's Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Like, I didn't really
enjoy
that one too much.
I agree.
So
I agree. Yeah.
The Roman Reigns came, like, okay, we might as well just go into it individually. Boom.
All right. So I know we took. We normally don't talk about kickoffs, but I think this was this match in particular I wanted to discuss just because we said we wanted to discuss like the different things that's been going on with WWE since we're catching up. But obviously the kickoff match was between Charlotte and Asuka versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. Obviously Nia and Shayna won. The reason why I want to discuss it, I didn't even get to watch the match. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. But my thing is, my issue is in general with this tag team reign of Asuka and Charlotte. It was pointless. You know, if for that matter, if we were gonna do all of this, then you should have had Nia and Shayna keep the titles and have them face the Riot Squad. Like the Riot Squad is ready. Like they've been ready since when did they get coming onto the main roster?
Like 2018.
Sure, and then it's like the fact that they still haven't became women tag team champions yet is like it's a travesty at this point. There was no need for Asuka and Charlotte to have these titles, obviously just to give Charlotte another notch on her belt in regards to being a Grand Slam champion. Because if it's everyone else can be one. If she's not it, then we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that. So, like they didn't come out like they were tag team champions, but they didn't come out with each other. They had their own separate feuds. Like it was completely pointless. So I'm glad, even though I didn't get the chance to watch this match and I didn't see like what it was about. I'm glad Nia and Shayna wound up getting the titles back.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I guess, like to me, it doesn't make sense for. First of all, it's funny how now you want Shayna and Nia Jax to be champions.
Better than Charlotte and Asuka.
And that's the crazy part.
Lesser of two evils.
Right. Like to me, it's still down to individuals being tag team champions. It makes no sense whatsoever. You have teams that you're broken up. There's teams that are on roster that's not doing absolutely nothing that could have a chance with this. You have the Riot Squad doing programs with Billy Kay for what? Like they could easily be competing for the tag team champion. If you wanted them to do with Billy Kay, then Billy Kay could have stayed with Peyton Royce, and those two could have been feuding. Plain and simple. So like that whole situation is just very upsetting what they're doing to the tag team division. It's frustrating. This tag team division in general is just frustrating. But I'm glad that they did give it back to Shayna and Nia Jax. They have created a bond. We've seen that later on in the show. And it works to their advantage.
I agree 1,000%. So I think the right women won this particular match. But on to the actual main card. The first match that started off the pay-per-view was Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, versus Goldberg
in shorts. Goldberg in shorts.
I peeped that. I was like, oh, that's a different look. He's going on his Brock Lesnar shit.
Right. I was saying he stole Lesnar's pants. Like, like, all right. But other than it was stupid. It was pointless. It was finisher. You know what I'm saying? Outside spot to start off, to create some doubt. It didn't do anything. He earned Goldberg's respect. He could have did that at Raw.
I truly try to understand from Vince McMahon's like mindset why he feels that. And this is no disrespect to Goldberg because the time back in the 90s, he had his moments. He had his moments. He was the man. Like even if you wasn't like watching WCW, like I wasn't watching like faithfully, I knew who Goldberg was. I knew about the streak and this and that and third. So you just knew he was a force to be reckoned with. But it's 2021, right? And this man is how old? In his 50s?
Yeah.
It's just like, so that's not who I don't, from a fan's standpoint, I don't know who's actually marking out like, oh shit, Goldberg's back.
That entrance though.
I mean, like he doesn't even breathe in the pyro smoke and he doesn't do what he used to do back in WCW. Right, so none of this is like nostalgic for me, at least personally speaking. So it's just like, So I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I can understand you bringing back Brock. There's still a lot of people that really fuck with him and enjoy
Especially
what he
MMA.
does. People enjoy that, but and this is no disrespect to Goldberg again, because I understand, the history. I used to be like, Goldberg too. But again, as a 30-year-old in 2021, I don't see it. I don't get it, And now the thing is, you're older. You've always had a limited move set. So it's like
Right.
now, and so many people, like,
That
now that we have
Jack Cam was
social
so
media.
scary.
Yeah, like we're not. This is not kayfabe to us. This is like
Right.
fans today know so much that this doesn't. You can't pull a fast one over anybody.
Right.
These limited ass move sets with the jackhammer and the spear against
botched
Drew
jackhammer.
McIntyre, like, it's not. This is not believable. This is not something
Right.
like. I don't think a 50-year-old man is gonna destroy, even though he's in great shape.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Not in ring shape.
Exactly. But no, I mean, honestly, he looks good compared to, like, people that get to that age and there's a different type of, like, he looks better than Jericho. And Jericho wrestles for full time. So, but anyway, outside of that, even though he looks great, it's just like, I don't believe in a real life scenario this man is beating Drew McIntyre. And I was going to be heavily pissed if this man won, because it's not a marquee match, Goldberg versus anybody.
That just goes into, like, I was mad when he beat The Fiend. Like, you literally killed The Fiend for this man. Like, The Fiend has not been the same since he lost to freaking Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. Like, I don't understand the fascination with that or with Sting and all this other stuff. Sting, I kind of get a little bit because it's supposed to be systematic.
I get a little bit for Sting, yeah.
Because he needed a better send off for what he got
than what he did, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But Goldberg, you've won the title and lost it again. You wanted to do it for your son. You did that. Your son remembers you wrestling. You did it 2 years ago. Why are you still here? Like, I'm trying to understand. Like, can we move on? Because it's just like, it's stupid.
So yeah, that was that, and then we got into the match of the night. Nah, I'm kidding, but it was a really good.
It was decent. It was decent.
It was a good. It was a really good match. It was more than decent.
It was.
You gotta give the GOAT. Always give her flowers.
Of course.
But the next matchup was Sasha Banks versus Carmella, again for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Sidebar. This is my first time actually watching Carmella's entrance. The silhouette is not really her, is it?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's her. Yeah.
I have to rewind that, because I feel like the silhouette had her like bigger hips,
a little bit shapier. I just think it might be. I think it might be how, like, whatever, like, how like the angling they do. Because I when she does do that, her silhouette does look a little bit more shapier. And I don't know if that's not a word, but what I think is just how they angle stuff to make, like, kind of like zoom in type shit. But I'm
saying, like, yo, this is not her silhouette. Like, this is not her. No offense to her, but it was just like, it was like night and day type thing. Like, I'm like, wait, has it always been like this?
I don't know. I don't know, but be careful. Yeah, be careful when you.
It's not a disrespect to her. It's like that. It was just like,
it
was different. So I'm just thinking, like, you know me, I'm more of a visual person. I like to look at the arts of stuff and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm seeing it, and the switch, I'm like, yo, like, how do they do it? Like it's not her. But anyway.
I don't know. Outside of that, the boss, the standard, the blueprint, the conversation. What else?
Louis Vuitton Don met.
The Donette, yes, the Louis Vuitton Donette, out here, big money banks. You know what I mean?
Money.
Big money banks. Was out here stunting, flossing on them.
Yeah.
I popped for that because I'm like, that's right, let's go, money.
So I was like, let's get the Louis V out. She getting the Rey Mysterio money.
Yeah, she's a Disney star, right? Star Wars. Anyway, I'm gonna be biased because at the end of the day, it's Sasha. But it was a really good match, and it just, again, I sound like a broken record, and I know you agree. She's just gonna give everyone their best match. I think the feud hasn't been it's gone on longer than it needed to. It wasn't the best feud. It had its moments, like her and this guy Reggie. He's super talented.
Don't he look like the dude from Wild 'N Out?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I do from time to time, but whatever. He's super talented, and they have really good chemistry in regards to just, in-ring ability, like in the intergender match that they had.
Right.
And just obviously a glimpse at it. I thought he was actually going to help her out from based off the previous interaction they had on Friday. But again, yeah, she's just gonna always give people their best match. And this was again a situation. Carmella looked good. Again, not to discredit her, but a lot has to go with just who she's facing. Like that,
right.
Sasha gets up for literally everyone, and it's gonna sell. It's gonna, guide that person along the way.
That Scorpion got me scared though.
Yeah.
That Scorpion had me scared.
There was a couple of things that had me scared in this. As a Sasha Banks fan, and I think we mentioned this before, we had Pete postpartum,
yeah.
It's just like you just don't know. Like this man is gonna Vince is gonna pull the plug and that's it. But it's safe to say, going into this Friday, Sasha will have over 100-day reign as champion. Has successfully defended this title 3 times. What can you say? It's been the year of the boss, even though it's 2021, but carrying it from 2020. She's been on a tear. And now I'm just excited, now for this ride into the road to WrestleMania.
So going to the road to WrestleMania, we're going to the Women's Royal Rumble. How did you feel about that? We got Naomi back. We got some
for which we're up to the women's match.
Yeah.
Listen, going back to what you said earlier, like you were falling asleep for the men's match. It's just with the women, and I was saying this, telling this to a couple of people. It just always seems like the women, something clicks for the women as a whole.
Right.
We gotta outshine the men. I don't know if that's a thing it's discussed or just a thing that everyone read each other's mind. Like, yo, we gotta put on a great performance. First of all, the Rumble, they started off with heavy hitters: Bayley, Naomi, and Bianca, like back to back to back. Like you're instantly on into it. Bayley don't ever change because she's just so good at this role that she's in right now. This
character is amazing.
This character, Naomi, she looked fucking fire, amazing, and I just can't wait because you know what I hate in regards to her, and then even Kofi. Like, yeah, they're super athletic, but I hate the spots that it's cool to see they're cool spots, but it's also you always got the 2 black people, you know what I mean. You understand what I'm saying with the antics.
But I love that how they use it for her and Bianca.
That was fire. Listen, we gonna team up and do this. We need each other to get up here, but then we gonna go. That was fantastic. And like I said, I don't have an issue necessarily with any of her spots for the past it's been since 2018, so like past 3 or 4 Rumbles. It's just I hate that I'm just thinking from a race mindset, just everything that we go through, they want black people to perform. You get what I'm saying?
I say no. They did that with Casey though. They had Casey do it too.
You're right. I'm gonna give you that.
They had that little pole walking.
Yeah. You're right. I'm gonna give you that. Outside of that, I'm always happy to see Naomi return. I'm interested to see because she didn't get drafted, but wasn't it Jimmy that got drafted to Raw, whatever the case was? We were trying to figure out how you got drafted Jay to SmackDown, but so I'm interested to see what the dynamic is now that she's officially back and healed. Well, what can you say about the women? They're always going to show out.
So I enjoyed them a lot too. And there's also the element of surprise that I like that NXT women actually got a chance to participate with Toni Storm, with Dakota Kai, and a few others like Shotzi Blackheart. So that's only 3. Rhea, Rhea's called up. That's what they mentioned her with NXT.
Ember.
Ember Moon. Like I like that they sprinkle those people in there, and it helps the match even more, in my opinion, because
And
it's
they
supposed
got
to be
their time to shine.
everybody. Yeah, everybody got time to shine. I was excited to see Victoria back.
Everyone for sure. She
I know
looked
we were supposed to
great.
see her
Yeah,
last
for
year.
sure.
We
Yeah.
were supposed to get her last year. We were supposed to get her the year before that. Like
And then she
finally, but
finally
yeah,
came.
nobody mentioned
Yeah,
it. Nobody
yeah,
mentioned it
yeah,
this year, and we
yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was definitely dope to see Victoria. I think everyone on my timeline was like, "Are you fucking serious?" So, and
Everybody
it
got a
sucks.
spot.
Like she was 24/7 champion for 2 minutes.
Like 2 minutes.
So, and at first I was gonna be like, even though R-Truth is the homie, right?
Right.
I was like, oh, come on, man. Why you gotta bring the men into it? But everything worked, right? So
Right.
again, like this is what the third, fourth year with the Raw, the Royal Rumble for the women. I have not been disappointed with their Rumble.
No, we haven't.
I'm very ecstatic because you were over here trying to tell me Charlotte was gonna win. I was like,
Yo, you can't tell me it was
Bianca,
a Lumen.
man,
You can't tell me it was a
Bianca,
Lumen.
come on, the EST. What we
You
talking
can't tell me it was a
about?
Lumen though. It was Lumen there. It's like, yo, like they might do it a back to
Put it in
back.
my
They mentioned
head.
it back to back.
You
They
put in
did
my
a back to back. Then the video package is like, yo, Charlotte trying to make me go for a back to back, like Austin, Sean, and blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, they trying
I
to
don't know.
set us
You were putting
up.
it in my head, and I'm just thinking, nah, they can't do this. The way people are really going in about Charlotte right now, and just like how things are headed to, and they're just not feeling.
Oh, get it?
Just the way people are just saying how they're not feeling her and whatnot. It's just like
I know. I was feeling like, yo, it just hit me. I was sitting there like, yo, what if they do it? Oh shit! Like,
no. I was like Bianca. Bianca was my original pick, but then because I was letting people get into my head about she's not ready. Like literally, it's been people ever since like the draft happened last year. People were just like, "Oh, Bianca's gonna," and then Sasha. Like people were already foreseeing Sasha and Bianca at Mania since last year, right? So everything has been working in that favor. Like Sasha won, she's defended it and retained. Bianca's like they keep bigging her up, so it just like all the stars were aligned. But then some people were like, she may not be ready to see this for SummerSlam. So I was like looking into that. So I was like, all right, if they really, really feel that way, my next pick was Bliss, and surprisingly, Sis lost immediately, real quick.
But the way they did it was brilliant. Like they jumped her. She came out, was about to do that whole switch thing. Everybody was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, which was cool. But that would have been my pick had but my heart was telling me. That's why I had this shirt on. This is why I had this shirt on, because I felt it in my soul. Black girl magic. I felt it. And she showed out. She did fantastic again.
Yeah,
and I'm just very like it was like a moment of rejoicing for everybody on the timeline. It's just like, damn, bitch, you really chose this black queen to win it's I don't know, it's crazy times.
See, and for me, I feel bad because
I'm beaming with pride.
I feel bad because one, I didn't really want Charlotte to win. I just felt like that's what they was going to go with it, right?
I know.
If it was Charlotte, I had a feeling it was going to be Rhea Ripley's moment because this is her debut and she's been here before and things like that. And I kind of see that happening. A lot of people like you mentioned Bianca Belair. I'm one of the first people that was very up on Bianca. I just didn't want this for her because I felt like they dropped the ball so many times. Like you said, she was up on the main roster since the end of WrestleMania last year. And then she didn't do anything until she got drafted. And then when she got drafted, she had the one feud with Bayley at the end of the year. And I feel like she deserves so much more in terms of her build towards WrestleMania. And that's the only thing that I felt. I'm not saying I'm not happy for her. I'm just scared. I'm scared about how they're gonna handle this.
How they're gonna I understand what you're saying, but you gotta think of it the dynamics of the situation. I think her facing Bayley, was a good stepping stone. Because one thing about Bayley, like a lot of people don't give her credit for just being an overall great talent. Bailey can get someone over. Bailey can help someone in the ring. Not to say that Bianca really needed much help in the ring, but Bailey's that type of ring general that's just and a veteran that's just gonna, that can.
Right.
The same thing that we say about Sasha. They're gonna get the best out of someone and
Right.
teach that person. So I think if Bianca was gonna face anyone, I think Bailey was her really, really good first good feud. I thoroughly enjoyed their feud.
Yeah, I did too.
So with all that said, I think that I understand what you're saying in regards to being scared, but in this situation, it's Sasha, right? And I think, and I don't know if I told you, I told someone else, it's a win-win situation, honestly.
No, you
Either
told me that.
Sasha,
Yeah.
I told you, it's a win-win situation, at least for me. Either Sasha wins at Mania and the streak is over, the losing streak is over, and she, that's another thing she gets to write off her list of things that she got to accomplish. There's a potential for this match to be, I'm hoping, one of the main events. I'm hoping.
And this is where my fear comes. It's not on Sasha. It's not on Bianca. It's on the road to this great moment, right? Like we've seen it play out so many ways, and I care so much for her that I'm just scared. Like,
but again, this road to WrestleMania is with our favorite, right? So either way, and we know the history of how the company has treated Sasha. Like, it's hard for me to put it in words, but I think we're gonna genuinely, we're not gonna be mad, right? Because it's gonna be a situation. I understand we're gonna feel maybe okay. They're not necessarily doing quote unquote right by Bianca, but they're doing right by Sasha. Like it's gonna be.
I don't think they're gonna do right by either one. I don't want to be something where they put it in the back burner. I don't want to be something where they just give them enough time.
But I don't think that's not going to be the case because it's with Sasha. If this was against Alexa, if this was against Charlotte, and this is no shit because I love Becky and I miss Becky. But if it was against Becky, then I'd be like, you know what? I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Same thing if Ronda was back in WWE and that was who Bianca was facing. Then I'd be like, I don't know. But with Sasha, I'm confident just because, and I also feel like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I just feel like Sasha at this point is has a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, how like maybe have pull that they can suggest different things on how like the direction of the character, their feud and storylines can go. That I don't think is going to be a situation where Bianca's going to look bad at all in this particular situation. I don't see it. I see it as a win for both parties. And I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, if Sasha was to lose to Bianca at WrestleMania, I don't think I would be mad. I really don't, because we got a full reign, a lengthy reign. You know what I mean?
Mad, Joe. Sasha needs
but for Bianca, you're gonna be mad.
She needs a WrestleMania win.
No, Bianca, I get it, but it's Bianca. If you was telling me it was someone else, I'd be like, yo, come on.
Son, what we
talking about? But I'm just like, I don't know. I might be, at the end of the day, again, like I mentioned, I'm gonna be biased because that's the fave, that's number one. But I'm also be happy for Bianca too, because Bianca hasn't really got her moment. Like, she's hyped up, but she didn't win the NXT Women's Championship.
They dropped the NXT
in NXT. So if she wins at Mania, like, I don't know, like I think it's gonna be a good run. I mean, we can be there, but are you willing to go if you have the opportunity? That's the situation.
Listen, nope. I love you, Bianca. I love you, Sasha. Nope.
Can I just sit in one of those air bubbles?
Do you bring your own air bubble and walk around?
Yeah, I air bubble and I wear a mask, although I might suffocate if that's the case in the air bubble.
But what you gonna do when you have to get food and stuff?
I don't even eat. I don't eat at the fucking arenas and stadiums anyway. So what?
You don't?
I think it'll be good. You know how much money it costs? Like, fuck out of here for fucking chicken tenders and fucking fries. What? $14, $20? I remember for SummerSlam a couple of years ago at Barclays, fucking a shot of Jack, 2 shots of Jack, $20. Like, that's a whole fucking bottle, essentially. Nah.
Yeah. So after that, we had, overall, we're both happy that Bianca won. Even though I have my reserves. Just
EST of
PTSD.
WWE, yo.
It's
Was
my
good.
PST for the ST. That's all it is.
What?
PST
All right,
is
check you out.
PTSD for EST. That's all it is. But after that, we had
roughest, toughest,
strongest.
I said easiest, fastest,
Okay.
greatest. Yeah.
You're
Come
not
on,
gonna
let's
even
go.
say that.
EST.
So after that, we had the Universal title match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. That was pretty dope. I thought Kevin Owens might have been able to pull it out. Especially he hit that
two matches in a row where you like, is
yeah,
gonna win this? Yeah.
Like he hit that swanton off the little thingy. I'm like, oh, like this is it. And then we
That's
hit
one
that.
thing about KO. KO gonna put his body on
He
the
gonna put his
line.
body on the line. That's that indie life. I don't care what nobody said. That's that indie life. And then when he handcuffed Roman, I'm like, yo, he got it. He got it.
But your boy, that's your boy.
That should yeah.
Now you not feeling it. Now when he's not helping Brock. Oh, okay. Heard you.
No. I'm talking about Roman when Roman pulled the referee into the thing. Like that's what stopped the count. No, the funny moment though is when Paul Heyman tried to get the handcuffs. And Paul Heyman was struggling. They're like 6, 7. Never mind. Like the handcuffs are stuck. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was
that was a dope match.
I really enjoyed that match. I'm gonna say KO really. He's a ring like he's one of those generals. Like he's not gonna give you a bad one, especially when it's at a major pay-per-view.
A major pay-per-view and is with another top like
right.
you know
the face
he's
of the
he's like how we describe Sasha. Like he's gonna put his all whoever he's facing.
Right.
Like, I think he's just grateful for the opportunity that he can perform. That's one guy that I find very passionate, like a good guy, very passionate. So if his name is called whatever it is, he's gonna put his best foot forward. So
eventually, I would like to see him back at the top. Like he deserves all of it. He deserves all of it.
For sure, I would love to see him win the title eventually.
Sidebar: when is Joe coming back? Like this is getting a little bit too long now.
I thought Joe honestly was gonna be like, "I'll be right back" type shit.
Right. So
and then enter into
the men's Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's go into the men's Royal Rumble. Edge came out first, not second, and then came Randy Orton. When they did
that was a fuck up.
No. That gave their hand away. When they did that, I kind of figured that Edge was going all the way. Because they announced him as number 2, but he came out as number 1.
But then they fucked up. I don't think that's giving your hand away, because either if he came out when he was supposed to, I thought he was still going to win. And I thought he was going to win because based off his promo off of Raw.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is that I feel like they wanted to make the moment more special by making him be coming in at number 1, and you know what I'm saying. Number 1 coming at number 1 means more than coming out at number 2, kind of sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like they always bring up how Shawn came out that moment when they finished it off. They mentioned that. They mentioned that today was 11 years ago. He won the Royal Rumble. He repeated it again. All while he's walking to the ring. I'm like,
yeah, but it could have been the same thing at 2, because at the end of the day, if he came out at 2, like, and it lasted that long, they would have drilled in when he was coming out about the 11 years to the day that he won, and then that, you know, he lasted this long in the match. So, like, I regardless of him coming out 1 or 2, I just feel like it was a fuck up.
To me, I feel like the more means more. Anyway, what did you think about the Royal Rumble altogether for the men?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't care for it. I think when it got to like the last, when Christian came out. By the time Christian came out, I think like it piqued my interest a little bit more. But prior to that, I didn't care for it. And then Seth came out. It was good to see him. I thought when he came out to his Messiah music and they kind of did that pause, I thought we were going to hear the burn it down. Like he was going to revert back to his old character. But you know, other than that, I especially like I said, the last 5 or 6, I guess, because it was like Braun, Seth, Daniel, Edge, and then Randy was still wherever. So that's when I thought it picked up. But overall, I didn't really care for the men's match. I thought the women's match was better again. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it missed a lot in terms of first we didn't get Keith Lee for obvious reasons. We didn't get nobody from NXT in reality.
We had we had Damian Priest and he showed out. I know that's not your boy though.
No, he's called up, so that doesn't count.
Is he called up?
Yeah, he's called up. So that's why he's the only one that showed up. He's being called up. And then who's the surprise guest? Edge was a surprise. He announced his on Monday.
Christian was a surprise.
You know what I'm saying? Only Christian. No, Not Christian, but like the men's Royal Rumble had nothing for me. I fell asleep. I woke up. All I saw, I kept dipping in and out. I seen Mysterio come out, fell asleep again. Like it was just like I wasn't missing anything in reality.
See, but I think in this situation too, because the women didn't necessarily have surprises except for Victoria, and then
they had Jillian Hall, they had Shotzi Blackheart, the NXT girls.
And I wouldn't say NXT girls are like a surprise. I think when we call like really like shockers or surprises would be like legends. Alicia Fox did show up too. She looked great. Like we mentioned before. Tori Wilson. But outside of that, I think when it comes to the men, or just in general, I think because we're in a pandemic, like, you know what I mean, who's willing to actually show up and whatever the case might be, and just bringing new people into the fold. And I think there's a lot more that goes into it now, specifically just for that main reason. So that I won't knock because they didn't have a lot of surprises. I just think, again, like I've been saying this, we've been saying this, that I feel like the women step it up more. The men are complacent. Like it's automatically like a given. Like, okay, we're gonna be the main event,
right?
But it's never like like I said, with the women collectively, it's just like, oh, okay, you know, we're gonna step it up. We're gonna do this, that, and the third, and show out. With the men, it's just like, we've been here before. It's the same old, you know.
And to that point, I said this on Twitter, and I think I said it to you and a couple other people. For all that happened today on Royal Rumble, I feel like the men's could have went first and let Bianca have her moment. Edge has won the Royal Rumble. Edge has had the pyro in front of fans. He had the hoopla, the whole situation playing at the signs, the whatever. He closed out the show at the Royal Rumble before. This would have been the perfect moment for Bianca to have her moment as the women's the Royal Rumble winner. And the only time I think that the women closed out was when they focused on
when it was the first ever of Royal Rumble and women's Royal Rumble, and Ronda showed up. And going to your point again about Bianca, and I wanted to bring up something that happened this past week too. I guess to just wrap it up in a bow. Yeah, because not only Bianca would have had her moment, that interview she had. Who was it? Kayla that interviewed her in the ring after she won.
I'm not sure.
I believe so. I can't remember, but that was very hard. So I was like,
very baby face.
And again, I've never I have not felt that way about a rest again it touched me. The last time I felt like, wow, that touched me was when Sasha won the Raw Women's Championship for the first time in 2016. Like that heartfelt interview. You that really it really really hit me like, damn, this is a newcomer and they finally got their moment. That's what that reminded me of. So I agree, that would have been perfect for her to end off the night with her win and the interview with Edge. Yeah, it was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I'm very happy for Edge. Just everything that he's been through to get to this point and got injured last year. You know, it's great to see that he was able to overcome all of that, and I'm excited. I would love to see him be a champion. But I do agree that Bianca should have had that moment.
To add to that point, I would say that Edge didn't need to win the Royal Rumble to get a title shot.
No,
I feel like
but
that
then by
could
that
have went
same,
somewhere else.
but that same ideology, Bianca didn't need to win Royal Rumble.
Oh no, she definitely did.
But she could have easily. But you're with that point that you're making, she
Because
could have still wound up facing Sasha, if and they gave it to someone else at Royal Rumble.
no.
I'm
What I
just
meant
saying.
to,
I'm just playing devil's
yeah, I
advocate.
get that. What I'm saying is like Edge didn't need that moment. Edge is a legend already. He could have easily, picked who he wanted to face. Bianca's active person who needed that push because they only gave her one feud last year. She needed this injection, even though I still feel like she needed more than that. But this was a good injection for her. I feel like Edge could easily just challenge whoever he wanted to challenge for WrestleMania and give that moment to somebody that who could truly use it, like the Big E, or I know Keith was available, but a Shinsuke could get a number two around. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been used differently, in my opinion. But like again, I don't know.
I just think it's a situation where, like, again, Edge has been gone for so long, and yeah, and he, a title, quote unquote, he never lost his title. He had to give it up. But
For that
I guess
reason alone, he deserves a rematch.
on that note, I did want to end again, like, Bianca's a big part of this episode. I forget the AEW wrestler, but isn't it the irony? It's like funny how life works, right? She had this dope, WWE Chronicle episode, and you have, someone that completely swagger jacked her and try to diminish. Do you remember the girl's name?
No, because she's on AEW Dark and she just came out of the factory. She's not even a known wrestler.
Okay. So
I'm an AEW mark, so even
you don't have any idea what this person's name is.
I can look up the name.
She's not. You don't have to do it because she's not important. But with that said, isn't it funny? Like, you sat here and wanted to, and I feel it's typical. And this is not just trying to shade, someone that's white, but it just seems like every time a white person says a racially insensitive comment, and then they go, "Oh, that's not what I meant," but you knew what you meant when you alluded to the fact that even though you're jacking her style, right? You went and said, "Oh, but mine is real. My hair is real."
Right.
And I don't understand that point of bringing that up, because so what? What are you getting at that your hair is real?
Right.
Bianca doesn't have hair. Like, this is the thing is, I need, anybody who are not of color that listens to this podcast, don't get it twisted. Just because you see, Blacks and Hispanic women, such as myself, that might not wear their real hair, that we don't have hair to begin with. It's about being versatile with your style, you know? And it's just like, it's so many times Black women are imitated, duplicated, or at least tried, and you never want to give them their credit. You literally jacked this girl's style because she's clearly a star. She's clearly the future of the women's division. You literally jacked her style. Try to make these faces like, like quote unquote, like Black women do. And then when you got called out on it, then you try to diminish her because of her hair, when you don't even, like, she has hair. This is a gimmick. That's what y'all don't seem to not understand. Like, this is a gimmick. This is a part of her look. So you add to your look. And it's frustrating. I know it's crazy to end the episode off like this, and this in this kind of like this bubble or this tone. That's the word I'm looking for. But I'm tired of it. As a Black woman, a Puerto Rican woman, a woman of color, that white women or people that are not of color want to diminish and belittle women of color, But you stay, it's either you want to get hips like us, you want to get lips like us, you want to get our skin tone, you want to dance like us, you want to cook like us, you want to eat like us, you want to perform like us, but you won't give us our credit. And then when you get called out on it, then you try to say shit like, oh, well, my hair is real. So that doesn't mean that even if your hair is real, that you have better hair than a black woman. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that notion that just because your hair is straight, that it's better than a woman who has fuller and kinkier hair. That's not the case. You know, so it's what is this? Is it serendipity or it just, I love like how life works when people try to shit on you and put you down, you know. And look, you got bashed for trying to copy someone and look stupid doing it. And this girl, got her blessing and is a Royal Rumble winner. And let's say the first black woman to win a Royal Rumble. I couldn't be more proud. And there's potential, because I'm putting it out in the universe, that they are going to main event one of those nights. We're gonna put it out there. That's all that was my TED talk.
I can't add more to it because I don't have hair, but I do feel your frustrations. When I first saw the comment, I don't have hair. Well, I seen how Swole put her in place. So shout out to Big Swole.
Shout out to Big Swole.
She's always first in line to put people in their place.
Not to cut you off, but shout out in the same company that's another thing, because you could have been like, I'm gonna stay away from that because
that's
it's
politics.
company.
I'm not part of that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
So protect our black women at all costs. That's what it's all about. And shout out to Bianca Belair. Like you said, this is basically the EST episode.
The EST, let's go.
The EST of the Royal Rumble.
Boss, I'm excited. Let me get in my air bubble.
I'm interested to see how the story's being played. I pray that they don't. They prove me wrong. That my PTSD is not needed.
My first. I'm excited. I think it's gonna go well. I don't know if this is me being naive, but I think it's gonna go well. My first thing is to go with the boss, because that's right. The fave. That's always gonna be the fave. But right. I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be. I wouldn't be too upset for Bianca.
I'm rooting for everybody who's black. That's all it's gonna be.
That's it. That's how we ended off the show. It's Black History Month. Let's go. We making history.
At all
gang. On that note, that is our show, our recap. We are going to try to be more consistent, because the people miss us. People miss the mixed tag show. So.
They calling the action. They're hitting us up.
Yeah. Trying to get some manifesting some big interviews this year. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Set some things up. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, like our name says above.
Yes, because he changed it, so I'm just following his lead on where it's
at Miss Jenna Baby BAYBE, or also at The Magic Grind Spell High Sound. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram at The Mixed Tag Show, on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Let's get us to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, share with your friends. That's needed. And subscribe to our podcast. And on that note, we're out.
Peace.
Tag show.